Buongiorno and welcome to episode 17 of this Napoli Football Manager 2018 series, where today I'm going to be playing 4 matches, quadruple livecom for you, special episode, as we get, I guess, towards the end of the series. We're now in the Europa League instead of the Champions League because we were knocked out, of course. We're currently 4 points behind Juventus with 13 games to go, but we're still unbeaten in the league. We've gone over 60 games on this save, unbeaten in the league, which is just insane. However, we're not getting enough wins this season, too many draws, and what's the point in going unbeaten for the season and finishing second? You know, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? It's still an incredible achievement, but slightly dampened by the fact that we would not have won the league. And since the last episode, I've tried to play a few games. I've got through the winter break, and I've played up until this Euro Cup first leg match against Ajax, where we're going to take them on twice, of course, at home first, then into Milan in the league, then Ajax away from home, and then a big match against top of the table Juventus away from home. Lots of matches on TV. I suppose every match is on TV these days, isn't it? Anyway, since the last episode where we drew against AC Milan, beat Torino and beat Fiorentina, it was boring football, and I think some of you have picked up on the fact that perhaps I've struggled a little bit to motivate myself to play this second season. I'm going to try and be as positive as possible until the end of the season now. Because, I mean, this is going to be the last season of this save. It was a beta save, of course. But let's be positive. Let's try and get some wins. Let's try and play some good football and possibly win the title again. It's a big ask. And possibly win the Euro Cup as well. But, you know, that could be ended by Ajax today. Anyway, since the last episode, we drew 1-1 against Atalanta. We beat Frosinone 1-0 through Asensio. We then beat Palermo in the Italian Cup first round 2-0. Palacios and Mertens with the goals. We then beat Genoa 2-0 thanks to Mertens and Asensio. Those two, you know, they're our star players, aren't they? They're scoring all the goals. Insigne's back in form, by the way, and he managed to score against Roma. They scored a late equaliser. Little bit frustrating, that one. Maksimovic gave us a 1-0 win against Pescara. That was a late goal from him. That was a poor game. And then we lost in the Italian Cup quarter-final on penalties against Lazio. Not the end of the world. It would have been nice to win a cup, I suppose, but penalties, it is a lottery. We then beat Udinese 2-0 and Milik came alive in the last 2 games. Really good performance from him to win that game, and then another good performance from him, and Insigne also scored in a 3-1 against Verona. That's made me change things up a bit. Mertens was injured for that game against Udinese, so that's why Milik came in, and I'm playing him up front as a complete forward with Insigne on that left hand side as the trequartista. Seems to be working nicely. So Mertens is actually on the bench now. That's just the way it goes sometimes. He's got an injury, Milik's come in, stolen his place, I have to keep him in. But the rest of the team kind of speaks for itself. I have altered things a little bit. George has now gone to a fullback attack role. I think that's the only change in terms of player. Oh, in fact, ball-playing defender cover is Malang Sarr. We're trying to play control, flexible, be more express. This is what I'm doing. I really am tinkering now just to try and get the best out of this tactic, because it is frustrating how... I mean, it's not frustrating that we're solid at the back, but going forwards, we do tend to struggle to score goals every now and then. But anyway, let's get on with this first match against Ajax then. We have struggled over the last couple of years in cup competitions. We did well in the Champions League last year, but we did fall short in the end, of course. We've flopped in the Italian Cup both years now, really, failing to get past the quarter-final stage. But the league, it's been insane. I don't understand how we are still unbeaten. I mean, there are some weak teams in the Italian league when you compare them with Napoli, but we've still gone unbeaten against Juventus so far. That could change today, of course. We've gone unbeaten against AC Milan, Inter Milan, Fiorentina. There's some good, strong teams in Italy, and somehow we're still unbeaten. Well, we've picked up where we left off in the last episode, haven't we? With nothing happening in the first half. I'm going to have to go more attacking in the second half. We're the home team. Let's be a bit more positive and try and get a result here. I mean, it's great if we can stop Ajax from getting an away goal. It's not great, is it, when there's been literally no highlights. So let's go attacking, roam from positions, try and get Insigne and Milik into the game, because they've been great in the last 2 games, linking up beautifully. And here's the first highlight of the game. Insigne knocks into the box. It's a decent header from, I think, was it Diawara there, but unfortunately it wasn't powerful enough. And now Ajax can come forwards on the counter-attack. Here's David Neres. Good tackle by Diawara, sliding in. It's a long punt up the pitch to no one. And now Ajax are on the ball again. They traditionally play very well with the football, don't they? Passing around nicely, total football and all that. Here's Renato Sanchez into Insigne. Great ball into Milik. Milik! Great strike. He's on fire at the moment. That's his 5th goal in the last 3 games. That was wonderful. What a brilliant finish from the Polishman. Let's look at this again. Asensio played it into Renato Sanchez. It's great football, but this is a great ball through from Insigne, somehow beating those 2 men in midfield. And Milik, took it past the defence and fired it home for 1-0. I'm going to take Asensio off. It's not really his day. I'm going to bring on Marco Rog. Asensio's been fantastic for us, but he does have the odd off game. He's not consistent, I suppose. In a way, he is our most consistent player this season, though, because he's got the highest average rating, but it's kind of inflated by those very good games that he has. Well, let's go back to control, I think, and just play out the last few minutes of this game. Let's make our last 2 subs. Renato Sanchez will come off for... In fact, Diawara will go into the middle. El Neni will come on. And we will throw Dries Mertens on for the last few minutes for Insigne. He's been the star of the series so far, but he's lost his place to Milik. Complete forward with Trequartistas working wonderfully. And it looks like we're going to grab a 1-0 win. It's not been the most exciting game in terms of chances, although we have had 17 shots and 51% possession. Slightly more, 2 half chances each. So yeah, no clear-cut chances created in this game, but we get a really positive 1-0 win heading into the away leg. Second match of the episode then, we're taking on Inter Milan, of course, today in the league, at home. And I kind of feel like I have to go with the same team, apart from a couple changes, because Diawara is suspended, so El Neni comes in, and George is also suspended, so Darmin comes in, who wants first team football, by the way. He's not particularly happy. I didn't make any transfers in the transfer window. You might have been wondering if I did, but I didn't bother. I'm relatively happy with the team. I don't think there's any player that could come in for the money that I had that could make a real difference to this squad. I know people have said Palacios and Robert, they're not good enough on the right hand side, but they've been fine. That's not an important position to have a world-class player in. They'd kind of be wasted because we saw Aaron Lennon do well last year, and he's obviously not world-class. Palacios has done good this year. He scored 4 goals, 7.04 average rating from the right-hand side of midfield. We don't need a superstar in that position. You could argue if we did have a superstar, it'd be even better, but I don't think so. I just don't think that position needs an amazing player. I feel having a player... The reason why I could pick this guy, even though he's only got 1 flair, for example, is his work rate and his ability to just put in a shift down that right hand side, which I think is important for that role. Anyway, we're sticking with Milik and Insigne up front. It does mean Mertens is on the bench once again, with Moise Kean, of course, who still hasn't scored for the club. Some of you may be wondering what is going on with dynamics. So this is what it looks like at the moment. That's the hierarchy. But social groups. Luke Garbett, all by himself. Poor old Luke. He's the Aaron Lennon of this year, isn't he? Really, we've got this secondary group with Sanchez, Rog and Diawara. I suppose they're similar age, aren't they? That's why they're grouped together. There are a few unhappy players with training. Asensio's unhappy that I didn't sign any more quality players. He's actually asking to leave. Look at this. He's really not happy at me. So he's kind of replaced Hamsik in that sense. Properly replaced Hamsik, who went to PSG, because Asensio's come in. He's been wonderful. It's not really affected his football. But he is unhappy that I've not signed world-class players. So, yeah, if I was to continue the save, he would probably leave in the summer as a result. But, he's gonna do a good job for me until the end of the season, I'm sure. Let's get on with this match then against Inter Milan. Sticking with the control tactic. We'll see if we need to go attacking at some point. Corner to Inter then. Are they going to take a lead in this game? They are! D'Ambrosio scores the opening goal, and I think we're going to have to go attacking, aren't we? If we want to get anything from this game, once again. Corner to us now. Can we... Oh, Malangsar. Oh, that was a chance. He's headed into Handanovic's hands. But is there still an opportunity here? Insigne into Asensio. Out wide to Renato Sanchez. He's having to run wide in that Mazzala role. Here's El Neni out wide to Palacios. Can he put a good ball in? He does. And Milik finds the back of the net. It's 1-1. Another goal from him. He's on fire. And Palacios with that assist as well. Good cross from him into the near post. Going to demand more from Asensio because he's looking complacent. It's not good enough from him. Half time, 1-1. I'll take that for now, but we will continue to attack in the second half. And that's given the players a boost. Asensio, you need to improve. I need you to calm down. Okay, that didn't work. I think I'm going to have to take him off. I've ruined Asensio here. What was I saying? I was talking him up. He's going to do a good job for us until the end of the season. And now, yeah, I'm going to bring Mertens on. In fact, Insigne is probably better at playing behind the front two. So I'll play him there. And Mertens up front as the trequartista. Asensio's been so good up to this point, and now he's just unhappy that I haven't signed players. And he's just going to throw a strop, isn't he, until the end of the season. It hasn't affected his performances before, but maybe it will now. Come on, guys. Half an hour to go. Can we get a win? Here's Milik. Oh, not great. But look at the pressure from us in their penalty area. They've given the ball away. As a result, now El Neni through to Insigne. Here's Palacios. Not the greatest ball into the box, but once again the pressure is on, and here's Palacios again into El Neni. Back to Palacios. Crossfield brawl. It's a decent ball in the end, but Darmian loses it. That's poor from him. And Malang Sarr's having to mop up now at the back. But we're still on the ball here. It's pumped up the pitch. Milik does well to win that. Insigne out wide to Darmian. Come on, Darmian, put a good ball in. He crosses it in, and at the back. Oh, yes! 2-1. That is a wonderful cross from Palacios on the volley. Darmian's ball was deep. I thought it was going to go out of play in the end, but in the end, oh, that's weird. That was an assist from Palacios, not Darmian. Look at this. It's crossed in. Palacios crosses it in. Mertens with the goal, but it says at the top, Darmian got the assist. That's the second time I've seen that happen, and it's wrong. Palacios should have 2 assists today, but he doesn't. And that's a little bit frustrating for him. And there's still some teething problems with FM18, I think. It's not perfect at the moment. Might be because they've got a new 3D graphics engine or something. I don't know if that relates to that in any way, but it's wrong anyway. Rog's going to come on for Insigne's not having the best game today. I think we'll give Robert a run out. Palacios has had a great game, but he's pretty knackered. So we'll bring Robert on. Can we hang on? We've won a corner. It's crossed in, headed away. Renato Sanchez, good effort, just over the bar from him, from the Portuguese wizard. Oh, damn it. Although offside, Perisic. Can we wrap this game up? Here's Milik. Husai. Rog. Renato Sanchez. Oh, great goal. Fantastic strike from Renato Sanchez. That one flies in. Is that his first goal for the club? Yes, it is. And Rog with the assist. It's just a simple pass in the end from him. Found Sanchez in space. Boom! Great strike. That's won us the game. This is more positive. We're playing much better football today. We're scoring goals. And 3-2. They're back in it with a few minutes to go. Defensively, though, suddenly, as soon as you start to score goals, the defence falls apart. Although they've scored from 2 corners, haven't they? Which is a bit annoying. But also, it's not like we've conceded from open play. Are they going to get a late equaliser here? It has been positive, but if they score a last gasp goal, suddenly it won't seem so good. But perhaps we can get a 4th. Here's Milik. Lovely ball through to Rog. Rog! Oh, we had to finish that. But Handanovic, world-class keeper, stood in his way and kept it out. There's still 2 minutes to go, and Robert's taken this corner. And he whips it in. It's headed away. Renato Sanchez. Here's El Neni. It's blocked. And I think that's a goal kick. Oh, not another corner, please. No, good. Knocked away. Here's Rog. Firing it up the pitch. Milik just run it into the corner, or possibly score. Mertens, you have to finish, and he does. 4-2. What a counter-attack from a corner. That was wonderful. We had Milik and Mertens up for that counter-attack. And Rog with a great ball as well. Heavily involved. And Milik's done really well here to beat his man. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. And then Mertens in space and tucks it home. Maybe Mertens and Milik up front then in the next game. This has been brilliant. This is the first game I've been excited about for a while, where we've played some good football, scored some good goals as we almost get a 5th. It's been an equal game. We did have the more clear-cut chances, but in terms of shots, it's pretty equal. Well done, lads. That was a really good win. Time for the 3rd match of the episode then. It's been a much more positive episode, and we're taking on Ajax away from home. Let's hope we can get through to the 2nd knockout round. There are so many knockout rounds in the Euro Cup. It's a long old competition. Europa League as it's really called. So I don't really know if I want to go far in this competition, but at the same time, you know, a competition win is a win. It'd be great to win a cup. I've made a couple changes. We've got George coming back in because he's not suspended for Europe. Diawara likewise, Mertens has gone in up front for Insigne because he was brilliant coming off the bench. He deserves to play alongside Milik up front today. So Insigne drops back onto the bench. I'm giving Asensio another go, giving him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully he can prove me wrong today and put in a good performance despite being unhappy with me. We'll stick with the control sort of tactic that we have. They've got Grant Hanley in defence. I've just noticed that is really random. Why do they have him? He hasn't moved to Ajax in real life, has he? Surely not. No, he's moved for £2 million from Norwich to Ajax. Grant Hanley of all people. What is going on there? Anyway, as I was saying, I think it makes sense to keep with the control tactic to start with. It just gives us a solid base and then we can go attacking if need be. I think that works nicely. Especially as they didn't score any away goals. The pressure's on them. If we can get a goal, then, it's going to be backs against the wall for Ajax. Is that the right cliche phrase there? Probably not. Football's full of cliches, isn't it? We've won a free kick, which Asensio puts it back to Milik. Here's Milik, still running, not really sure where he's what's he doing? It's all the way back. Asensio. Oh, Koulibaly is offside though. Koulibaly scored 5 goals this season. Milan Scar scored 3. We have relied on our defenders to get the odd important goal for us. Asensio's looking complacent again. Very frustrating. Just play for the shirt. Play for the fans. Don't play for me. I don't care. Just play for the club. But he's not. And here come Ajax looking for a goal before the end of the half. Will they get it? Will they level the playing field going into the second half? Maybe I should just go attacking from the start. Although here we come on the break. Milik. He got stuck, didn't he? Didn't really know where to go. That's a nice away goalkeeping shirt for Reina. Nice white and sky blue. It's out wide to George. He's been fantastic for us this season. Here's Dries Mertens putting a good ball in. Milik. Oh, he's good at the headers, but it's off the bar. And Onana manages to grab it. 0-0 at half-time then. We're still going through with this result. But do I risk it and go a bit attacking? Or do I just hang on and hope that maybe if I go retain possession we can pass the ball? In fact, why don't we work it into the box? Work the ball into the box. Just try and play Ajax at their own game. Here's the first highlight of the second half then. It's 2 Ajax. Maybe I should go attacking. We've managed to escape that one though. Here's Mertens charging forwards. It's through to Milik. Milik! He scores! 1-0. That's the away goal. They're going to have to score 3 goals, aren't they now? With no reply to win this. We're in a very good position. Asensio back to Diawara. Here's Milik off the bar. Really unlucky. We're still on the ball. Milik again. Oh, he's on fire at the moment, isn't he? He's just hitting everything. And it's going towards the goal at the very least. Going to take Renato Sanchez off for Rog. I'm going to throw Robert on for Palacios. Just save the legs of some of our players for the game against Juventus, of course. Here's Asensio. Oh, over the bar. And thinking about it, maybe we should... Oh, it's frozen. Here we go. Who else should we save ahead of the game? Asensio or maybe even Milik. Like, Milik's really important for us now. So let's bring Insigne on and play Mertens as the complete forward with Insigne on the left. Milik's really important for this tactic now, I feel. So we'll save him for the Juventus game. Are Ajax going to give themselves some hope here? They're through and it's wide. 3 minutes to go, surely it's all over here. Maybe not. They've scrabbed a late equaliser, so it's 2-1. If they score again, we go through on away goals, don't we? So they need to score twice. But it looks like it's going to end 1-1, and we go through 2-1 on aggregate. We're into the second knockout round of the Europa League. Our fourth and final match of the episode then sees us take on Juventus away from him. This is huge. It really is, because if we can get a win, we'll put pressure on them. We'll only be 1 point behind them, and then one slip up from Juventus and we can pounce. A draw, it's not really good enough. We'll still be 4 points behind. A win for Juventus, I think, almost guarantees them the title, to be honest. Will we finally be beaten in the league? We'll find out today. I'm going to stick with the same team that started against Ajax. I feel like I have to, because I think it's our best lineup at the moment. It's the most in-form lineup. Lallana's finally back from injury. I didn't even tell you he was injured for 5 to 6 weeks. It's been on an orange injury for like the last 3 games, but he's finally back. He's been a bit of a wasted signing, hasn't he? He's not really done a decent job for us, and I've not given him the opportunity because he's been on the bench most of the time. Anyway, let's get on with this. Just trying to decide whether to go attacking from the start. I feel like we have to because it's worked wonders when we have gone attacking. So I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk going attacking against Juventus. They've got a strong team, but I feel we're quite equal, if not slightly better than them on paper. We proved that last season, didn't we? And they've not got Higuain by the looks of it, and they don't have Dybala anymore. And I've not gone attacking from the start. Let's go attacking. There we go, attacking from the 7th second onwards. Anyway, I think we're cancelling each other out at the moment. I'm going to roam from positions. That might improve things in the attacking third. We've won a corner, which Asensio crosses in. It's knocked away as far as Renato Sanchez, who hits it. Oh, very close. It's another corner, which Asensio will take once again. He's whipped it in. Oh, nah, it was almost a free header. Douglas Costa's injured. On comes Bernardeschi. That's good. 0-0 at half time. It's close. What is that? I don't know. It's close. That's motivated Asensio by saying that. Is there anything we can do? Anything we can target in the Juventus team? It's just so tight. There's nothing really happening. 3 shots to them. They've had a lot more possession, but we've had more shots, and we've both had 1 half chance, which we haven't really seen, unless that header from a corner was a half chance. Free kick to Juventus. It's knocked all the way back to the edge of the box. Good strike. It's over the bar from Cuadrado, though. I don't know what to do. A draw isn't good enough for us here. But can we get a goal from this attack? Half an hour to go. Malang Sarr into George, into Renato Sanchez. Nice ball into Mertens, who loses the ball far too easily. And now Juventus can build an attack from the back. Malang Sarr easily mops that up, though. He's done well for me. I shouldn't speak too soon, because he's going to cock up now, isn't he? Commentator's curse. George does well. Here's Mertens. Oh, he's beaten his man. Mertens, you have to score. Not a good finish from the Belgian. That was the first. It was a half chance. I feel like that was a clear-cut chance. It was 1-on-1. How is that not a clear-cut chance? Unless it's because of the slight angle of the shot. But nah, that was a clear-cut chance. But we're still on the ball here. Here's George. Over to Mertens, who heads it into Milik. Now Renato Sanchez charging forwards. Renato Sanchez. Oh, he's hit the post. Unlucky. He scored in the last game. He's looking for another already. He's playing well as the Mezzala, actually. I like that role. He's only got a 6.7 today, but I think overall he's performing slightly better in that role. Here he is again. He just drifts out wide, you see. Here's Mertens. Not a good ball from Mertens. Maybe I'm going to have to bring Insigne on here, because it's not been his day whatsoever. And now Juventus looking to get the opening goal. Punish us for our mistakes. Get rid of it to Malang Sarr. Reina does. And it's back and forth now. The second half's been much more exciting. But they've also taken the lead. Changes are required. I'm going to try Mertens on the right hand side of midfield. I feel like he could do a job there. Insigne's going to come on for Palacios. What I could do is push Mertens further up. Do something really... Why am I changing things here? It's surely not wise to do this. If I swap Insigne and Milik, play Insigne as the trequartista. And in fact, what I'm going to do is Mertens going to go. Insigne's going to play as an inside forward on the left. I'm crazy. In fact, Asensio could play as an inside forward on the right. Let's go with this. Let's just try something a little bit different. I think something different is needed here to get a goal, because we've been pretty poor in front of goal so far. Here we go. Insigne into Renato Sanchez. Loses the ball. That's not good enough from him. I thought it was going to be a highlight for us, and it's not. Although maybe it is. Asensio into Mertens. He's gone for it. Oh, what an effort. What an effort from Mertens. Szczesny just about tips it over the bar. And now it's a corner. It's Insigne that crosses in. It's knocked away. Oh, is this going to be our first defeat? I feel like it's almost destined to be our first defeat. First league defeat on the save. I think it is. We're finally losing a league game. And it had to be against Juventus, didn't it? They were going to beat us at some point, and it's going to be today. Milik. Oh, Szczesny's been good at the back, hasn't he? It's just not been our day, and we had to lose eventually. We're not going to win the league this season for a second season in a row. And now my focus, I think, will be on the Euro Cup to try and win that. I'm going to throw on Unis, actually, as an inside forward on the right hand side, and Rog is going to come on for Sanchez. But look at their defence. 7.5, 7.9, 8.4. They've been solid at the back. We've thrown things at them, but it's just not worked for us. And tried to change it up in this second half. It's kind of worked going for us. We just haven't been able to beat Szczesny in goal, and their defence have had a blinder. And going forwards, they've nicked a couple goals. And we're finally going to lose the first league game in a standard Football Manager save for me, because I've lost a league game with score and still won, but that's not really a normal save. But this is the first time. I can't believe it's gone this far. I was hoping to go 2 whole seasons unbeaten in the league, but it was going to end at some point. It's 3-0. We've been ripped open since I've gone into a more attacking formation. It was asking for trouble, and it has ended up being a thrashing. But it's been a positive episode on the whole, I think. A really good win against Inter Milan. I enjoyed that one. Good wins against Ajax to go through to the next round. It's just been a little bit of a disappointing end. But it had to happen. I mean, it might not have happened. We could have gotten unbeaten to the end of the season and then the series would have ended. But I kind of feel like it was inevitable that at some point we were going to lose a league game. I can only really say unlucky, because they played well at times. Milik it was not his day, 5.8. I don't think he really deserved that, because he didn't miss. I'd say Mertens missed more clear-cut chances than him. But it does surely mean that the title's over now. We cannot catch Juventus. 7 points behind. They're not going to lose any more games. But we finally lost our first league game. So, till the end of the season, we've got Besiktas in the next round. I won't show that one. Hopefully we can get through against Besiktas. I might show the quarterfinal. I'll see who we draw, I suppose. But I'm going to play a few games. We could easily go unbeaten for the rest of the season still, and it'd be frustrating if we only lose one game. But, if we win every single game until the end of the season, there is a chance that we can catch Juventus. But it's unlikely now. Anyway, until next time, thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for continuing to watch the series. I will see you very soon.